Right folks, we are heading down the unit to have another go at doing some work on Le Cave, because I need it out the road to get other things in there, such as a Diplomat, and also get that Astra estate manualised and get that out the road. Sorry, just drank a lot of orange juice quickly. Give the Corsa a little run. Seeing as I've been a bit preoccupied. This mount sucks. I have never attempted to put the mount there before. It's clamped onto the top of the dash in the Corsa. Giving it a run. It hasn't been out for about a week because I've been preoccupied. Well, I used the Omega for 2 runs down to England. Bought the Cadillac. Been attempting to fix oil leaks in the Saab. And also I fixed the aircon in the Vectra CDX. The Diplomat is currently stranded because the starter motor seized on it, same as the GSI, so I'll have to pull it to start it, I think. And it's also got a water leak out the back of the plastic manifold, but I don't think it would be that bad. I could probably drive it down the unit. Yeah, I am pretty happy with the fleet at the moment. I know I've got too many cars and I need to get rid of some, but I mean, they've all been improved quite a bit lately. Omega's much better now, it's got the exhaust on it. The Vectra's got its aircon fixed. Corsa's got new rear shockies on it. It's driving very well. The Saab's a bit of a sore point because it's got multiple oil leaks, but hopefully we'll have that solved soon. I am going to have to go and flip some cars, move some things on at some point, but I'm not sure what. Right, there were a couple of people interested in the Corsa, some people have said they're interested in the Vectra. So I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully the Cadillac's going to work out okay, because it is low mileage and does seem to be in good condition, but there's going to be a few snags, I think, to really get that fully up to speed. Because it has sat about for a while, and you know, while it hasn't been like neglected as such, it hasn't been particularly cared for either. So. The spring seat on the second side, as we can see in there. Oh, this one's maybe a wee bit worse. That's holed through the second section. Okay, so some double plating to do, but I'm just in the moment just hammering it off using a pry bar, because what else can you do? So I'll get this removed and then we will clean it up and assess what welding is going to be required. It seems to have a bit of bite on this side and the other one. Come on, nearly there. There we go. What carnage awaits? What? Did you phone him? I was speaking to him earlier. Right. Here we go. That's just the same. It's just the outer skin that's gone bad on it. The underside bit's okay, so what we'll do is chop all this excess rot off and then get back to templating. Woohoo! There we go. Beautiful. Right, good news. Look at the bright, shiny metal we've got under there. What we're going to have to do is get some rust eater into that, then get some etch primer and paint in there so it does not rust out underneath it again. after a bit of cutting and shaping with old cardboard. That template goes here. So cut that out, and that should hopefully be the right shape to slot in where that hole was. Hopefully, maybe. State of play, that is now painted and drying off. And over here, spring seat's been bashed back into shape, and that's just a bit of a spoofer on it. I'll just go and wipe it off. And we'll go and mark it up again for welding. There's a bit of metal there, all painted and primed on the back, ready to go in to here, where it will fit very nicely. Cleaned it up a little bit around there now, so I'm going to go and plonk it in place using an extension. There we go, some welding later. It's probably too bright to see in the camera, I won't do that. Some welding later, spring seat, well, backing plate well and truly fired on. Now going to go and crack on and get the spring seat itself on there. Things that aren't coming off ever. This spring seat. Lovely stuff. Right, that is the spring seat completely welded on. Just need to do a little bit of grinding, take a couple of the high points off the welds off, then we'll get it all rust proofed and get the spring in, get the shock absorber changed as well, because these old KYBs, yeah, they're done. Yep. That is well and truly stuck on there. Good solid repair that, quite pleased with that. There we go, all seam sealed up and coated with black stone chip. So that's good to go. Look at that shock absorber, it's never moved. So what I'm going to do next is install the other Bilstein shock absorber and this here Eibach spring to the back end, and then I might start stripping the brakes down, or we might skip to tomorrow on that one, I don't know. Right, just going to go and knock the old pads out, hopefully. One pin out. I'm not sure they are imputable offences. My question is, what is Lauren Gobert doing? Why isn't she doing more? What is Margaret Green doing? Why isn't she doing more? Where is the bribery charge? Those pads aren't actually all that old. I mean, they are old, but you know. They weren't that old when I went in. This car was pretty well maintained prior to it going off the road. Ah, I should have done this. Oh! There is no way any of this stuff would have come apart like this if this car was in Scotland or probably even the UK. Dunk. They're quite a lip on them. But otherwise, well, hey. one side off. Right, that's the old brake stripped off. These are genuine GM handbrake shoes. Still a fair bit of meat on them. Probably not even halfway done. This is the pivot lever for the handbrake cables, and yeah, that should move freely, but obviously it's rusted up, so we'll need to get that cleaned up. But I mean, other than that, I mean, these back plates are in good order. They can rot out, so we'll give these a clean up and a paint. And our fuel bearings seem in good order as well. Right. Time is it? I think it's getting a bit late. Let's pack up. That's a decent bit of progress for today. Second spring seat done, shock absorber on, spring in. That side of the brake stripped down. Progress. Just went past a garage full of Range Rovers there, and one of them's £118,000. What? Are Range Rovers even any good these days? I don't know. Seems like an awful lot, considering the older ones you can buy for about 300 quid, they can't give them away. Maybe they're different, I don't know. Come on. Right, back on with the Cav. What we've got to do is undo the shocker again, undo the bolts in the back of that, because as you can see, the pin, does that fit in there? I can't get that out, the old pin for the brake shoes. So we've got to go and slacken this to get some movement on it. And of course, the shockers are in the road. Ah well, it's only one bolt, 2 bolts, then 4 bolts. Whipping the last bolt off of here. That's the entire hub assembly off. Now, of course, while the hub is off, we may as well create a cloud of choking, potentially carcinogenic dust. And give it a clean with a cut brush and then paint it. Hit it with some of that rusty tar. Right, now that's been left for however long it's recommended to sit. Right, handbrake removal. Sometimes these seize on really badly, but nothing ever is seized on this car, so we shall see. Oops, wrong bit. Yep, nothing's ever seized on in this car, so it shouldn't be that hard to knock this off. Dink. Handbrake cable removed both sides. Removing the handbrake from its bracket that connects to the fuel tank. Easy enough, and then yeah, I've got to remove it from the bit that you can't see right now. Oh, appears that I've just applied the handbrake. That's alright, there we go. Yay! old seized up handbrake removed. Right, brake shoes, pin kit. This is where I get upset and annoyed trying to get these fitted because they're fiddly.
Did you get a pin kit?
Oh, this is it here. It's got the pins that go in for the back, the GSIs and the turbos go in for the front. Of course, yeah, I thought I'd take them off to paint them anyway, but you can't get one of those pins from one of the sides of it. There's wee bits there, there's wee dowels there and everything, so... Oh yeah, I need to get and clean up those levers as well, forgot about that. Right. All built up, new shoes, new springs and pins, the adjuster all cleaned up and everything like that. So I can fire this on now. I might do more of the process of building it up on the other side. I don't like to video it though because it always takes me a load of fanning about trying to get the springs to pull into place. But anyway, that's that on. Now I've got brake pads and pins to put in, get the caliper back on.
Would you like me to turn it off?
Hey. Right, that's that one all built up as well. And I've cleaned out the slides on the caliper using a bit of sandpaper. Oh no, my spring's a bit cold. I'll have to go and move that and put the disc on. There we go, discs on both sides. Handbrake cable installed, just slacking it right off. Right enough, which was odd, I didn't think I would needed to go that far. Lovely new pins, brake pads, everything. Good stuff. Right, I'm going to go and adjust these up now. So the shoes are just about right, and then might have a look at those bigger brakes for the front of it as well, because the brake pad, it's got that binding caliper on the front. Yeah, you can kind of see in that hole, you can't see it now. Look at that. Pulled out in front of us, going up the road, 25 mile an hour, and it's a private hire taxi. Oh God! Come on, the speedo doesn't read right on this, but that is like not even 30 mile an hour. What a fucking tube! Price of them, 118,995. Why would you? Not that I wouldn't spend 120 grand on a car if I could afford it, but not one of them. Right, now on with the Diplomat, because starter motor's seized on it. I reckon I can get this out from the top. If I unbolt it, then I should be able to turn it round to get the terminal connections off it. So there's the 13 there and the 10 there. Right, so I've only got them for the top. It's not good having two maroon Mk3 Cavaliers with jammed starter motors on your drive, but of course with this being an 8 valve, it's an easy starter motor swap, whereas that is an engine out job. Also just noticed this big massive battery I got from Mike, which is completely over-spec for this car. That can go in the Cadillac because it needs a battery, and I will just get a normal smaller battery for this, which will be cheaper overall. Right, a 19, a 17, a 10 and a 13, and obviously take the battery off before you muck about with the starter motor. That's the starter off the car there, and that is the replacement one, which is a Bosch. That'll be the original starter for the car because it's come out of Carlton Hearse which has only done about 20,000 miles. This thing is seized solid or something, I don't know. It's not working anyway. Let's get this one fired in. The top bolt in, so it won't move anywhere. I'm going to crawl under the bottom of it now, put the bottom bolt in, connect up the two terminals. Right, starter motor is on. This was always a lazy starter. It was never in good order since I got the car. That's much better now. Hasn't moved for a couple of weeks for that reason. Oh, happy days. Another job ticked off the list. Right, now to do some car swapping. I'm going to put the Cadillac on the drive because it's not taxed for another couple of days. Oh, hello Bob. Yeah, I see you're still minding the Corsa. Now, to get her to move, could be interesting. Bob, would you like to move please? Come on. I need to move the car. Hey Bob. 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 Wanting some chicken? Yes, I did say that. Okay, so Bob ain't moving. Oh, didn't expect that, did you? Okay. Well, we need to do some car moving, Bob, so you know. Still not for moving. Still not for moving. Just love that Corsa. I have doubts as to whether the Cadillac is going to start because its battery is shagged, but you never know. Nah, it definitely been needing a battery, but we know that. Yeah, I wanted to put it in the drive, but I couldn't because the diplomat was there, and I wanted to leave the Saab sitting in the stones because it still has an oil leak. Oh, well, at least it started. There is still an element of novelty to the fact that this thing starts nicely now. Wish the aircon condenser would hurry up and arrive, but if they've been sourcing parts from Russia for them, I'm not sure. They're coming any time. I can't see out that mirror with the cab is. There you are. Yeah, I want this back in the road soon. Painted. Yeah, this caliper's fine. But the other one, for whatever reason, I don't think it's that old, but it is binding, so. I'm curious to know what these are actually for, if they were bought specially or something. Yeah, I mean, they do line up, they do sit on there. I'm going to have to give them a clean up with a wire brush though first, because they're very rusty. I've found an issue with these calipers, what I have done went and inherited. They're both for the same side. Now I could go and bleed them off the car upside down, but I have the calipers from my turbo diesel Vectra So I'm going to take them off and have a look. I might just use this one, we'll see. I think they're the same. They look very similar, I think they are. So I'm just going to use these calipers instead. Yeah, random, to the same side. Hat dyeing, look at that folks, they're all built up on one side. We've got the big 288s on. Oh, good flow of fluid as well. I'll just lock that off for the moment, till I'm ready to bleed it up. Yeah, nice. It's amazing how rusty these discs are and how well they clean up. They've obviously hardly been on whatever car they were on. But yeah, we need to get them all cleaned out because all that corrosion and everything will mean that it won't sit flush against the hub and it'll just end up warping the brake disc in no time. So more clouds of dust and unpleasantness with the brush grinder. Oh yeah, look at that. It's brand new. Hey. Right, we've got our big brakes on and they are bled up. Where's my light? There we go, we have got our big brakes on, all bled up now. That'll probably just about do it for the moment, I think, because I need to get the sab on the ramp. More progress, but what I had a little look at there, it's got wet carpets in it, so we know it's leaking. And I've chipped away a load of seam sealer in here. All this old hard stuff. This is supposed to be flexible. Ignore my broken wiper linkage. See a light down in there? See that little hole down in there? That's hiding underneath the seam sealer up in the top corner at the wing. That is where the water will be coming in if you've got wet carpets in your Cavalier. I can almost guarantee it. They can be a lot worse than that, but what you've got to do is get rid of all the seam sealer around there, basically weld it up, and put new seam sealer down, because there is that is the reason. Well, it is a tight fit under the 15s. We're going to have to do a little bit of rebalancing if I wanted to run these or any others, because that noise you hear is the balancing weights hitting the caliper. Oh, good grief. Oh, that's much worse on this side. Well, not to worry, we're not running with those wheels on anyway, the tyres are a bit shagged. Interesting though. No, that pedal's actually hardening up. That's alright actually, way. The exhaust's not knocking anymore either. I think the back bumper just... Well, the handbrake cable has just pulled itself out of location. Great! Park it in gear. Something so horribly hashy. I had to cut the steering wheel down there because the T30 Torx bit that goes in there snapped inside it and then rounded out, couldn't get into it, so we modified the steering wheel. But you know, airbag steering wheels, nobody wants them anyway. Remember to get that mount off the back of that. A quick update from the inside of the Cav. We have the 3-spoke steering wheel on, although I don't have the column out yet. because I've only just got the pinch bolt out. It took me that long to go and like brutalise it with an air chisel. But that's in. Handbrake is all sorted out. Oh yeah, and I've been doing the filler on my bits of welding on the arches. So that's all filled in there. I've got to let that get hard before I go and weld it. Yeah. Leave that to go hard and come back and sand it down. And then go over it again. Adjustable steering column to fit. But can't be bothered. It took me that long, I'd have to get that pinch bolt out, and that's enough for now. Still not moved. Come on, I'm going to have to go and get the tools out the boot. Thank you.